Live from San Antonio, Mike Taylor.
Yes. We are not supposed to curse within the first 30 seconds, or we will lose monetization by YouTube. What if I tricked up a cuss word and said mortar forker? That doesn't count.
Sure, that'll pass.
Sure, absolutely. What's up, mortar forkers? Well, how many mortar forkers we got watching us live today? How many ever there are, I appreciate it. Thank you much. It is Taylor. It is Fart Drop Thursday. It is, well, used to be Terrible Rejoin Music Thursday. We're not allowed to run any music because we'll get sued. Still learning the ways of that YouTube. Still getting better on it. Still improving day by day.
I've gotten a lot better at this YouTube.
Still improving day by day. And my the Hal and Shannon Elgato Stream Deck's not working. Help me out. I think I messed it up. It was doing just fine a second ago. Help me out, LG. So anyhow, here we go, man. We got things to do. Thank you. I appreciate that. He's a magic man over there. We had 3 of that. We had 3 LGs. We'd be making more money. But then we'd have to pay dudes. But anyway, hopefully we'll get to that problem soon enough where we have lots of dudes that we need to pay. Or women. We're not going to discriminate. But anyway, right now it's a 2-man little thing, and let's do our thing. All right, and I'm inviting you up Sunday. There ain't no damn Cowboy game. So this Sunday, for those that happen to be listening and watching this thing live or before this coming Sunday, we're going to have a Thunderdome christening. If you have been wanting to, you got nothing to do and you want to come out and hang out, you know, normally when we do appearances, it's based around us doing a show, which is fun, and I like doing it when we go out to the Ringer and do shows or whatever. Or like when I go do the 3 Cents podcast with Gletto and Ernie, we do that on locale. But we're always busy doing shows. I have not been able to just get out and hang out with Thunderdomers in a long time. Been busy, but that's a bullshit excuse. I need to get back out more, and we're doing that Sunday. So we're going to, I guess this will be, let this be the first live spot. We're going to be out at San Antonio City Soccer on Sunday, the Speck Road soccer fields. We got a bunch of fields up there, including our very own Thunderdome, Field 1. Number 1 field up there. Number 1. That's number 1. Thunderdome field. So I have not been up there since they've put the sign up. So we have not properly christened. We have not broken in this field, not officially yet, but on Sunday I'm going to. At 11 a.m., I'm going to be up at Thunderdome Field number 1, whether there's nobody or 400 people that show up. We get 10 people, I'll be shocked. It is way up on Speck Road. I think the address is, I want to say 204 West Speck Road. It's up near Bulverde. So for you boys that live up on the far north side that always bitch that I never go up there, okay, let me see where you are. It's Sunday at 11. Even if you come by for 5 minutes, honk the horn, whatever. But we are going to watch about a good hour of soccer. And then we're going to hop in our cars and go right up the road just a couple of miles to a place called Tejas Rodeo. All right? We're going to drink some beers and watch football and shoot the breeze. No shows, nothing. I mean, I might pop open my Twitter just for funsies, you know, for 5 minutes or less. But no shows. Just hanging out with the people. A man of the people I am. And it's really a chance also to just meet some new Thunderdomers and say thank you that have supported our show, especially since we got off the old school radio and went into this form only. I highly, highly appreciate those that have come along, those that have subscribed, those that watch every day, those that have become members. I'm inviting all of you out to hang out with us at Thunderdome Field at 11 a.m. on this Sunday. Thank you so much to San Antonio City Soccer, the official soccer club of Taylor. All right, let's get into it. Have they sent you any more, or have you been able to acquire any more generic beat music? Because we're not allowed to play copyrighted music, but there are libraries that you can go get. Or I guess was it a monthly fee? Is that what we're paying for?
We have music, and it's not free, but we can play something.
Do you have any super stereotypical NBA? Because, you know,
we would not off play the top right now, but I'd have to search and download
or is it something jazzy and fun? You know, we need something for when I talk Spurs, because we're getting ready to really kick up our Spurs talks dude, the season's nigh upon us. Speaking of pressing flesh and hanging out with Thunderdomers, Shit, we got several things coming up. We got the Sunday thing with the soccer. And then on the 25th, we're going to be at the Ringer. I'm going to go to the Ringer that night. We're going to watch Spurs Dallas in the opening game of the season. And that's just going to be a watch party. We're going to hang out at the Ringer. But anyway, I'll give you details.
All right, I'll get some stereotypical NBA hip hop music for next time.
Not that I want to offend anybody, just assume this is the kind of music that we need when we talk NBA. But I ain't trying to hear Kenny Chesney while I'm talking about the Spurs. And I love Kenny Chesney. I ain't going to play Jimmy Buffett while I'm talking Spurs. God bless the Dolphin. Fly high, Jimmy B. Anyway, no, we need, something fun. Upbeat elevator tunage for Spurs talk, which I will begin with today. All right. So last night I had one eyeball on the baseball game. Although when the Astros got a comfortable lead, it was basically a half an eyeball. Then I had 1.5 eyeballs over on the Spurs. It was that never before unprecedented scene last night for me where I was more interested in a preseason NBA game than Game 3 of the American League Championship Series that featured the Texas teams. More interested in the Spurs last night. I'm jazzed by these people. I'm jazzed by that guy, that tall, giant kid. But I'm also jazzed about this team. I am jazzed about the Spurs and the kids that they have around Wembanyama, and I think they're going to get good quick. I think by the way, have I told you that I have a bet with my Thunderdome, with my truck driving Thunderdome brother, the fake Sam Bradford, Matt. My brother, big old Mavs fan, growing up with the Metro sex. He don't know any better. It's okay. My brother's like, remember that scene in the Bible where Jesus is up on the cross? And Jesus is like, forgive them for they know not what they do. My brother doesn't know any better. He's a heathen Mavericks fan. And he and I have a bet because he thinks Wembanyama's going to be a bust. I don't know how any fucker with a brain can watch the Spurs and think that, Wemby's going to suck. There's no way. All he's proven in the preseason is he's a bad mortar forker. And he's only going to get better, man. This team's good. They're going to be competitive as hell. So we have a bet. 35 games. 35. That is it. And we're determining the payout, which I'm sure will be something highly embarrassing. But that's the bit. I think the Spurs are going to win more than 35 games. He thinks they're going to win less than. All right, let me have it.
Whoever loses has to rock the Edgar haircut for a week.
That's a fucking genius idea. But I don't know if my brother has enough hair to do that.
Oh, okay. Well, you definitely do.
I do.
By the way, your hair is
getting longer.
No, it's kind of interesting today. Did you have a low water pressure in the shower this morning?
I just didn't take a shower, dude.
Oh, okay. That explains it.
Oh, yeah. Does it look greasy or something?
Yeah, it just looks like off.
Is it off
It's
today?
not as flowy and voluminous as it usually is.
Oh, yeah. It's not all big.
It's not all Vidal Sassoon like usual.
Okay. It's funny you mentioned that. By the way, there's not a podcast show in the country that does this while talking Spurs. This is our Spurs talk. I'll get to it in a minute. But I need to address what you just said about my hair, because you know what rule number 1 is, make it all about you. So the reason my hair, was it flat today, but kind of parted in the middle?
Yeah, it just looks off.
Well, I need a haircut. I keep my hair medium length. I don't keep it super short like you do, although I wish you'd bring back that shit you had during the pandemic. My God. That thing was so horrible, it was fucking awesome. That's what made it awesome. It's like an ugly dog. You get so ugly, it's cute. Anyhow, I keep medium length hair. And when it's medium length, it goes straight back and poofy and it parts in 14 different places. I got wild ass hair. There's not a lot of, my hair is wild. If it's too short, it looks like shit. It sticks up everywhere, like spiky, and looks awful in the back. Once it starts getting long, though, and there's a certain threshold where I know it's going to happen. This is that threshold where now, rather than that normal big poof I usually have, it just kind of starts flopping down on the side, So if I just quit cutting it, it would just be a straight. It's just the beginning of it getting long. I need to get a haircut. I prefer it flowy and poofy and big, right? Here's the other thing. I do so many podcasts these days. I found myself with a constant headphone indention in my hair. It looks ridiculous. I walk around all day and I'll see myself like in the reflection of a building or something. Your hair looks ridiculous.
Well, maybe one day when we get more budget, we can get you a little in-ear monitor that's just hidden.
Yeah, and I'm leading to something. Yeah, I constantly, because if I don't wash my hair, I have that pressed down headphone line. It looks stupid. Anyhow, thank you for noticing. My hair's getting pretty. I think it looks good, but I do need to get a haircut. All right.
That shirt doesn't do you any favors either. By the way.
Shirt?
Yeah, you kind of look like you just woke up and rolled out of bed and threw on, a dirty undershirt.
I need to get, yeah, dude, thank you for calling this out. You're right, because you're right. This is just random-ass T-shirt with pocket. And I got to start taking my dress serious. I really do. Now, I'm not going to come in here looking like fucking Pat McAfee. I'm not going to get all dolled up. I'm not going to go get the stupid millennial part and all that kind of thing.
You look like Marv Albert after a bender.
Yeah, I feel like Marv Albert after a bender. He'll bite you on the ass, literally. He likes to bite whores on the ass. Marv dead? Did he ever die yet?
I think he's still doing games.
Has he got still doing games? Marv is?
I don't know.
I know Kenny is. Kenny Albert. We got the Jets and the Seahawks coming up here at MetLife Stadium. I don't know if Marv's alive. Check Marv's life status. I don't know if he's alive or dead. No, dude, I got to start taking my attire serious. I got to let this 90s grunge stuff kind of go, and I got to start giving a shit. I've never given a shit about what I wear, which I think is pretty evident. So,
yeah, sorry to derail your Spurs talk, but that had to be addressed.
I'm thank you for noticing. Yeah, now that I see myself on camera, yeah, dude, you need to clean that shit up, man. I'm talking to me, I apologize. I'm used to doing radio, bro. I'm used to not giving a shit about what I wear or what my hair scene is. I got to get TV ready if we're going to take this show to the next level. It is getting time to take this show to the next level. Certainly is. And I'm not bullshitting about that. I got to start taking my appearance serious. What do we have today for breakfast? Big fat breakfast tacos, baby. I drank 2 cans of beer last night right before I went to bed. I need to get it to 1 can of beer and more pot. Pot don't make you fat. Beer does. All right, I'm making a vow right now. I am making a vow right here on the 19th of October? On Nueva 19 October, 2K and 23.3, I vow to make myself more camera ready starting tomorrow. I'm going to make myself a note. More camera ready. I might even start using moisturizer. More camera ready. All right, cool. That's going to be a good bit. All right, cool. I need to get more camera ready. There it is. There's the note. All right, there's Spurs talk. They won last night. No. So they look great. Beat the shit out of the Rockets. The Rockets don't really have any. They didn't play anybody. The Rockets are not going to be any good. Although I want Houston to get good because I think it's better when all 3 of the Texas teams are good. Dallas is competitive. They're not good, but they're competitive. They're a threat. They're not elite, but they're a threat. The Spurs are trying to get to where Dallas is, where they're a threat. Obviously, the Spurs want to get back to being elite, but I just want all 3 of the Texas teams to be half-assed decent. I've had high hopes for Houston. I don't hate the Rockets, by the way. I know y'all think I'm supposed to. I'm not a Rockets fan. I don't hate them. I don't really have any. I never think about them. That's the thing. They're completely off the grid with me. If it weren't for, I know a couple of people that work for the team, and if it wasn't for that shit, I'd forget the Rockets existed. And that sucks. I love this Texas rivalry shit. Look what's going on with the baseball teams right now. It's great when the interstate Texas teams are playing each other and they're good and the rivalry's there. It makes it a lot more fun when the Mavericks come into town and they're really good. Holy shit, Dirk's in town tonight. The Mavericks, Spurs got to step it up. Got to play that A game. This ain't fucking Cleveland. This isn't Indiana. Dallas is in town. These douchebags will show up with their Dirk jerseys on tonight and their Jason Kidd jerseys. Let's go. It means something. That juice flows when the Texas teams are playing and they're both threats to each other. Got that in baseball. Need to get that back in basketball. That's why college football in this state remains good, even though the conference is falling to shit. Bringing in all these foreigners. Still great when Texas plays TCU or Texas plays Houston like they do Saturday night. Means more because it's a bunch of Texans that are involved. So that's the point. So it was a Rockets team last night. that did not play like 5 of their regular rotators, and that's fine. The Spurs still beat their asses. It's fine. It's one thing. Okay, cool. So, yeah, you're playing a team's backup team, so go out there and smoke their ass. And that's exactly what the Spurs did last night. They smoked the Rockets, 118 to 111 or something like that, but it was worse than that. My man, Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell puts up a 25 spot in the first half last night. 25 in the first half. Now, Wemby didn't even make a shot in the first half last night, but he showed out in other ways. He rebounded. He made the right passes. He was aggressive. Couldn't make shots, but he made his free throws. He showed his handles. Shit, at one point he nutmegged Reggie Bullock to set up a hoop for Chuck Bassey. You're seeing 7'4" dudes out there. Well, not dudes, one dude. You're seeing a 7'4" guy out there nutmegging guys on the other team. If again, my brother's nuts. My brother better get ready for. He can't grow a Marbach haircut because he ain't got no hair. But we're gonna think of something because his ass gonna lose his bet. They're gonna win more than 35, barring catastrophic injury issues. Which, by the way, we also have. There's an addendum to our bet. Me and my brother, the 35 wins or 35 win mark. That is only valid if Wemby plays in 60 games or more. My brother gave me that because obviously, if Wemby were to get hurt. God forbid, if Wemby were to go down, then clearly they're not going to be as good. And it's going to fuck up their development and their chemistry and all this kind of thing. If Wemby plays in 60 games or more, and there'll be nights where Pop's going to rest him, but he's got to play in 60 of the 82, and they don't win 35, I lose the bet. And if they do win 35, obviously I win. If they win more than 35, that's what I think I'll do. I'll do the Edgar if I lose this bet. And like for a week or something like that. My brother doesn't have any hair, so again, we'll find out some bullshit for him to do.
That's a genius bit because after the Edgar, you're gonna have to like shave your head or something, right, to fix it.
I don't know. I've not
Let's
thought about this until
okay.
you put
Let's
this
do
in
it.
my head just now, but it sounds like a good bit. Yeah, we'll do the Edgar for a week. All right, so they smoked their ass last night. My man Devin Vassell, who just got him a new contract, thank you, who just has taken his game to the next level, who is ready to become one of the pretty good players in this league. He just looks, that's what I've taken out of the preseason. Wemby gets better by the night, and Vassell has really taken the next level. Zach Collins has been solid in the preseason, and I know we're judging preseason games, and I get that. But he's looked solid. Zach Collins all of a sudden has gone from big white stiff to pretty important guy on this team because he is going to have to be the Wemby wingman. And because he's the other big man out there, he's got to do all that dirty work that a big man needs to do to make Wembanyama's life easier so Wemby can showcase all those all-around skills. It is on Zach Collins to provide that wingman status. And Collins has to stay solid all year long. He's become pretty damn important to this thing. So the last preseason tilt for the Spurs will come down Friday against the Warriors. The question that everybody seems to have right now, I'm sure Pop will tinker with a combination of, because it's in an experimental phase. This thing does not have a bona fide every night point guard. The Mike Taylor Live's own Trey Jones is a good point guard. He's a solid young point guard in the NBA who does all of those things that point guards need to do. But Trey Jones is limited. He's not going to be making all-star games anytime soon, and he's small. And Pop has tinkered with former Baylor great Jeremy Sohan at the point, which is highly intriguing because, Sohan's taller than Magic Johnson. To have a 6'8" point guard out there, that's an anomaly, but Sohan can handle it. Sohan can play all 5 positions if needed, and he can run the point. I don't know if he can do it full time, but it's a different look, and it's a hell of a yin to the Trey Jones yang. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. Okay, he can make that drop because he's Asian. I'm looking forward to seeing how Pop tinkers with that as the season gets up and rolling. All right, so you cannot be a hoops fan and watch these kids out there for the Spurs and not see greatness forming. You just can't do it. It's like the egg. It's like watching an egg cook. You ever make an omelet on the skillet? Just see how the egg just goes from yucky ass, nasty, yellow snot turns into this beautiful, tasty, smell good egg in an omelet.
Kind of the opposite of the Brain on Drugs commercial.
The opposite, yes. It looks, yeah, exactly. Last year, this thing was brain on drugs. It was yellow goop. This thing now is starting to coagulate. It is starting to take some shape and some substance, and it's beautiful. It's like watching a bag of popcorn pop in the oven or pop in the microwave. It's a flat bag full of nothing. And all of a sudden, 1 pop, 2 pop, 3 a pop, everywhere a pop, pop. You get a pop, I get a pop. And this thing's popping, motherfucker. I mean, mortar forker. You know what I mean, man? This thing's starting to take some shape. Is that what an egg does? It coagulates. That's the word. Let's go with that.
Sure.
The Spurs are in the middle of a coagulation.
I think that's what blood does, not eggs.
Blood coagulates like blood on the street when someone gets shot.
Yeah, or like when you scab up.
Okay, that's another good analogy. The Spurs are starting to scab up. They were a fucking flesh wound last year, bleeding out. Now that thing's starting to heal. It's good. Their dick's getting bigger. LG, how about that? Let's just go with that. Their wiener is starting. You go for they're just hanging flesh. Last year, all of a sudden, whoop! You know how the wiener does. Whoop. I don't mean the immediate, but this thing's starting to whoop. And your penis will kind of dangle a bit before it, boom, now we're full sail. That's what the San Antonio Spurs are in the midst of right now. And it's a hell of a thing to watch. It's super fun, and I'm hyped for it, man. Super hyped for it. All right, it is Mike Taylor Live. Subscribe to this thing for absolutely free. Become a member to this thing for $6 a month. Jump in here on the chats. We'll read some of these here in a little bit. Now, show also brought to you in part by Live Oak Vodka. Damn, I didn't bring my bottle with me. I keep a bottle right by my bedside at home, and I used it as a prop on yesterday's show. I don't have it with me, but it's Live Oak Vodka, the official vodka of Thunderdome. So, matter of fact, we'll have some Live Oak that Wednesday night for Spurs and Mavs. On the 25th, we'll be watching the game out at the Ringer. I'm just going to show up and hang out and watch. So come out there and have a vodka or a beer or a wine or whatever the hell you want. Have a spritzer, and we'll all have a good time watching the game. I'll be drinking that Live Oak, the official vodka of this show. All right. What else last night? How about those Astros? We got flagged by Major League Baseball for running the tune. How much do we make every day from YouTube, Rev? $2, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
So if we play this song, it's going to cost us $2. Is it worth it? I could just sing it.
Are we about to boogie?
We're going to boogie. I mean, we got 2 Texas teams playing. Somebody got 2 Texas teams. There goes our $2. Worth it. Well worth it.
You know what? On top of that, we might as well just do this since we're just violating all sorts of rights.
Oh, okay. Let's just run highlights. Oh, that's old school Max Scherzer there.
Yeah, I think they're just doing a bit before the thing actually gets in.
Okay.
I hope, unless I play the wrong video.
No, there's Maxie last night. So Max Scherzer returned for the Rangers last night. I wondered whether or not they were rushing him out of desperation. And it turns out, yes, they were absolutely rushing him out of desperation. Max Scherzer did not have it last night. The Astros put the ball in play a lot, but he helped them by throwing wild pitches. He got out of the first inning pretty good last night, but then in the second inning, all hell went to shit. And the Astros countered with their guy, Cristian Javier. They call him El Reptil. He's the reptile. And he has been tremendous in his young career in the postseason, and he absolutely was last night as the Astros go out there, get 3 early runs against Scherzer in the second inning. Scherzer was throwing the ball all over the place. He just did not have any command, and the Astros made him pay for it. And the Astros wind up cruising last night to a, 8-5 win? Good times. Good times. And that's why I was able to watch more Spurs last night, because the game, thank you. The game actually, the game got a little anticlimactic. They totally take advantage of Scherzer, he was rusty. He was a rusty cage out there. And so the Astros wind up winning 8-5 last night, and they stay alive in the series because the Texas team ain't blowing a 3-0 lead. So now it's down to the deficit for you Astros fans is 2-1. For you Rangers fans, no reason to panic. I like how Texas responded after it got to be 7-2. The Rangers kept swinging, especially San Antonio's own Josh Young, who, and I'll give credit to my cousin Chris for this. You know what they're calling Josh these days? They're calling him Josh Hung because he's smashing the ball all over. Josh Hung hit 2 homers last night to keep the score respectable, but this was pretty much Astros all night long. So Game 4 tonight back at the Gilf. You know, they call that ballpark the Gilf for short. You know what a Gilf is? It's a granny I'd like to. That's gross. Fornicating.
The older you get,
dude, you must be in a bad slump. No, it's the Gilf. Grandma, I'd like to, mount. So that's it tonight. Game 4, 7:00 start time. So let's all get ready for it. So that's all I got on baseball. I just wanted to violate the major. I just want to piss Major League Baseball off and play the tune. There's not really much to say. The Astros needed to win. They came out and they scored a bunch of runs on a rusty pitcher, kicked ass, and now it's 2-1. They've got to win tonight because I don't see them coming back from 3-1 either. They can. But Texas is too damn good, man. All right, what else? What do you get when you combine the city of Los Angeles, California, with the National Football League, with the Dallas Cowboys being in town? What do you get? You get brawls and fights all over SoFi Stadium. You know, this is a topic that I've talked about over the years a few times where you are taking your health into your own hands by going to an NFL game, right? If you take your kid to a Cowboys game, and the Cowboys aren't so bad. There's cities around this country where if you take your kid with you to a pro football game and you have shitty seats and you're up top, you're up there with dudes that timeout. El Harley just paid our fine. I got baseball boogie today, Mike. Here's a $2 tip. Hell yeah. Thank you, El Harley. I appreciate that, dude. He paid the fine. I love it. You know what? I'm going to take a screenshot of that. That's kick-ass, El Harley. I'm going to give you some love on Twitter later, dude. That's so kick-ass. Thanks, dude. All right, so you take your kid with you to an Eagles game and sit in the upper deck, or you take your kid with you to a 49ers game and you sit in the shitty seats upper deck, your kid might see some shit. So just know that. Viewer discretion is advised in live time if you take your kid to an NFL game. So the other night, there wasn't just one fight. There were multiple fights all over the stadium. Half that stadium were Cowboys fans. Most of them were Californians who've never even been to Texas, but they think it's cool to be the antagonist of their neighborhood, so they decided to become a Cowboys fan.
California.
Beautiful. Because it's fun. And so we get Cowboys, the NFL blue-collar mouth breather in the upper deck, and in that L.A. scene, and we get fights out the yin-yang. Here's a good one right here. Look at this one. All right, help me analyze this. Roll that tape, Rawhide. Here's a brawl. That's a brawl. He got 3 fights going. Oh. He knocked his ass out. Oh, he got but in the Emmitt Smith jersey, baby. Oh, there goes the beer. It made the floor slippery. Oh shit! There's bumper cars now. Ooh, got chicks in the middle of it. Oh, he hurt. He gonna be hurting in the morning. Oh, big man. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. We still rumbling. It ain't over. Where's the cops at? Oh, he slipped in the beard. God damn. Good Lord. Boy, so bunch of beer got spilled and there was no footing. It looked like the Super Bowl with that shitty grass that they tried to play on.
I was just surprised nobody yelled out World Star.
Not good Lord. There's a funny bit where this guy goes and puts he does commentaries on fights in public. Oh shit, that guy. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. He has like a super Mexican accent. He's like, oh shit, you can't kick the hot dog lady in the looking like he's been training all week at My Fitness or whatever. It's pretty great. But dude, can we run that again? Let me run that again.
Hold on.
That was a drop. Let's run that shit. That's a damn good fight. Here we go. Okay, all right. So there's look at my homeboy throwing his hands up. Come on, let's go. Uh-oh, shit. All that beer. Uh-oh. They're all fat and out of shape. None of these motherfuckers have, you can tell people that get into fights that have don't get into fights. Ever. Damn, they're gonna be sore, all of them. Where's the freaking security at here? Where's LAPD? Golly, man. I don't think that was one big brawl. I just think that was like 5 fights going on simultaneously apart from each other. Like, I don't think these people even knew it. This is just a bunch of fights. It's like watching a 3-ring circus. That's despicable. When is the last time you hit a man? Ever?
In front of Baker Street Bar after a gig, a homeless dude tried to jump me.
Punch him in the
so
face.
I had to lay him out. Yeah.
Golly,
and I put him in a headlock till the authorities arrived.
Oh, wow. You just didn't let him go?
I dragged him into the bar, and it turns out he was a regular that they had kicked out earlier.
Oh, so was he homeless or no?
No, I thought he was because he just charged me in the parking lot. So
poor LG, he went through hell at that Baker Street bar. That's where he broke his
finger. It doesn't
finger.
exist anymore. Thank
shocking.
goodness.
That's where LG destroyed his finger fighting a prostitute one night.
No, that would be the Bushwood Country Club, which still exists.
A different bar. Bushwood Country Club. Okay.
You know, from what's that movie? Caddyshack.
Yeah. So he's in there one night. Prostitute comes in. She's acting a fool. They want her to leave. And poor LG, the DJ, who's not even really...
I wasn't DJing that night.
Were you just drinking?
I'd never DJ'd at that place. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I was just hanging out because I knew the bartender.
Well, why are you getting in the middle of that? Let them motherfucker... You ain't security.
I was standing up for my bartender. This little tiny Asian lady who was getting cue balls thrown at her by a hooker.
Jesus. So, okay. So you intervened for a woman. I forgot about this story. I forgot the details of it. My bad. But
yeah, you tend to, get the details a little wrong on a lot of my stories.
But the basics are there.
Somewhat.
No. The fundamental basics of what your life used to be. You were poor Boris DL there for 5 years. Don't act like I'm making up stuff.
Yeah, you
staying in
exaggerated a little.
$10,000 villas and shit in Bali with.
Yeah, if they were located here, they would be $10,000.
Couches all over the place with a chick on them and own private pool and shit. Like some of the crap you've done overseas, riding around motorcycles with road lizards. And anyway, but he got his finger broken on a prostitute one night. And you didn't break his finger in that fun way you can break a finger on a prostitute. She actually fell on top of him and he jammed the shit out of his finger on the floor. Jeez, dude.
Wasn't a great night.
No.
And then I went to do your show at 6 a.m.
You did.
Because it was like 2 a.m. when this happened.
I bet your finger was throbbing.
Oh, yeah.
Golly,
It was broken, fractured or whatever.
Unbelievable. Grown motherfuckers getting into fights. I'm not going to, if you get into a massive, if you're the kind of human, about to offend half our viewers, if you're the kind of man that gets into a fight like that at an NFL game, I don't think we can be good friends. We can hang on occasion. I'm not trying to be a pompous asshole. There's no scenario where, and I don't know why these people were fighting. I'll bet you most of it was for no good reason. If I got my kid and someone like my kids are threatened, okay, I'm gonna go. It's over. I'm gonna become Maverick Top Gun. I mean, come on. But short of my family being messed with, there's just few scenarios where I'm going to throw hands at a fucking NFL game and be that guy. I don't world star like that. That's not me. I don't have to do that. I'm a grown-ass man. And And the other thing is, I guarantee all these fat asses here that never get into fights, that want let themselves get into a fight here. Oh, what's up, Patrick? Thank you. Let's go, Astros. $4.99 tip. What's up, man? These some bitches that got into that fight, you see all of them got big ass panzas. I bet they were sore as hell the next day, and it wasn't because they got hit. They were using muscles they ain't used since they was in the third grade, dumbasses. But that's what you get at an NFL game mixed with booze and the Cowboys and how heated. Remember I told you about that Chiefs fan that made a jackass of himself at McFinnigan's about a month ago? The Chiefs weren't even playing. He shows up in his Patrick Mahomes jersey during the Cowboys-Cardinals game, in which the Cowboys sucked, and was in there talking all kind of loud-ass shit because people need to show their ass when the Cowboys are playing for whatever reason, because you've got those that love the Cowboys and those that think it's hilarious when they suck or lose, and people like that get liquored up and they like to talk shit, and that's what happens, especially at an NFL game. You rarely see fights at college games. I'm just pointing out the facts. There is an element that goes to the NFL. I will not go to a Cowboys game at Jerry World unless I've got lower bowl seating. I'll say that. All right, what else today? Brett Season here with a random inquiry. Good morning. Where can I get the best puffy taco in town? Are you just trying to start generic radio segments, Brett, or are you really being serious? I don't know. Henry's is the most popular one. I never get a puffy taco. Like, I don't ever crave, I want a puffy one today. Never.
Yeah, it's been years. Well, I had one at Henry's with you, actually, with Adam about a couple months ago from
the All-Stars.
The All-Stars.
Yeah. And from the Alamo City All-Stars and our boy at Mexicana restaurant.
Well, that was like the first time in like 15 years I've ever had one. Los Barrios has good puffy tacos.
Love Los Barrios. You're right, they do. It's been a minute since I had it. Actually, I had Los Barrios last October 2022. So it's been a minute. I just don't normally get up and say, I need puffy tacos today. What else? Jim Kell kicking it with Taylor. Thank you, Holmes. Stokes, just stay healthy, Wemby. Yeah, that's obviously, yeah. But that's why I wanted to put a caveat on my bet with my brother, the truck driving brother. You can follow him on Twitter at Taylor Trucks. Read his ridiculous opinions about Mavericks. Wemby must play in 60 games or the bet's off. Although, the way Pop rests people, my brother got screwed on that. I might reduce it to 50 games. That's how much faith I have in this Spurs team. That's how much I think that they've improved this year. No, I'm not saying they're going to win 50. I think they're going to win 40 or 37 or something like that. I think that this thing can survive a stretch in which Wemby maybe has a tweaked ankle, misses a couple of weeks. I think that this thing can still stay competitive based on what I've seen in the summer, in preseason ball. I think that this team's going to be a hell of a lot more competitive than it was just last year. Trucker D, I'm going to the Cowboys-Giants game. Can only imagine the fight that day. I won't jump in if there's a fight, but damn sure we'll record it. Please do, Tucker, and send it to us because we enjoy a good fight, watching it, so we can make fun of these people, and it is entertaining as hell.
And if you can, film in widescreen for me, please.
Yeah, I get in trouble all the time because I'll get excited and I'll roll something and I do it vertically, and LG gets pissed. Got to turn it around like this, just like that, all right? So he gets so pissed off with me.
We ain't TikToking here. Yeah.
I know we ain't TikToking. I know we YouTube. We YouTubing up in this motherfucker.
I've gotten a lot better at this YouTubing.
Speaking of TikToking, and it's funny because we've referenced Micah Parsons' show he does, his podcast, a couple of times this season, because Micah likes to run his mouth. And the first thing LG always notices is, I hate the fucking TikTok method. Do they all do their shows with a phone vertical like this? Is that how they do it?
Yeah, but
why don't they do it like that?
Well, they edit their sentences so there's no space at all between your words.
Oh, it's annoying.
And then they throw the little captions and emojis up there for everything you say. It's awful. It's annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying.
You're going to see it in the video we roll.
And it's unnatural, for sure.
It just looks awful. I know they're trying to like save time and by doing that and make it sound like they don't have any mistakes, but it's all jump cuts. It's terrible.
So I don't want anyone to think that I hate Micah Parsons. I've been critical of his play. And I've been critical of people that want to put false labels on the guy because it's not fair to him to compare him to Dick Butkus and Lawrence Taylor and Ray Lewis and all this kind of shit. I know, yeah. LG loves the name Dick Butkus. God rest his big giant wiener. He just got died. Micah runs his mouth a lot, which is fine. But I'm okay with guys who run their mouth a lot, but don't be a dumbass all the time. If you're going to run your mouth, cool, have a take that doesn't sound stupid. But Micah, unfortunately, sounds stupid a lot. Whatever. He talks a lot of shit to guys all over the league. Dude, just handle your business, meat. You know, just try not to wear down by December because he is very undersized for his position, edge rusher. He has a podcast that he does every week called On the Edge. And once again, Micah has decided to, it's like, dude, I don't, look, it's fine. Let me set this up a little more before you run it. It's your right to have a podcast, for years I bitched about ex-jocks taking good radio guys' jobs because they were popular, getting radio shows and shit when they weren't very good, but because they had a name, you get a job, But podcast, that's a free world. There's 20 million of them in this country. That's fine. But if you're going to put yourself out there because you are famous, then people are going to watch your podcast. What you cannot do is be stupid while you do it. So what you're about to hear is Micah pissed off at the media because they are overly critical of the Cowboys and they're not overly critical of other teams. He's going to mention the Eagles, I think, here, maybe the Browns, the 49ers. He's pissed off because of the shit that Dak Prescott takes. And that's fine. You can make some valid arguments as to why that is. And it's true. The media does overreact to the Cowboys over all the other teams. As we know, that's part of the drill of being the Cowboys. He comes off as whiny sports talk radio caller with not a lot of substance, just a whole lot of bitching and ignorant bitching. It's Micah Parsons lashing out at the mean old media for being mean to his boy, Dak Prescott, on his show this week.
I just don't condone the bashing of Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys and have the same energy for the Eagles. We want the same energy for everybody because there's a whole bunch of bashing when it's Dak Prescott, but not the same when it's the Eagles. I got time today. A lot of people said the Browns defense was overhyped. I said the Browns are the real deal. Acho said this, which pissed me off. I'm not worried about the 49ers. They were missing Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel. The Browns were missing Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb. They were missing them key factors before the game even started. So why is it that we are just scrubs and we're nobodies that don't deserve to be on the field and we're just all talk? But there's 100 excuses for these other teams. If y'all just want to hate Cowboys Nation, just say y'all hate Cowboys Nation. I'm tired of people trashing my quarterback. I'm tired of people trashing my team. And that's why I had nothing to say to the media this week. You want to hear me talk? Come hear me talk on The Edge Monday night. And that's point blank period. I just don't condone the bad.
Okay. He has avoided the local media that covers the Cowboys up at the Star. Big fucking deal. Cares. And I don't cover the Cowboys up there every day, but it's like, oh, big deal. You're not going to talk. So you don't really have much to say anyway. I'm not going to get much information out of Micah Parsons as it pertains to the Cowboys as a reporter in the room because a lot of it comes off like that. Bitchiness, defensiveness, whininess, sports talk radio caller just firing off opinions with no real substance, no real backing. And of course, you are the media, Micah. As soon as you open up a phone and put your dumb TikTok page out there, you are now media. So it's like 30 years ago when people would bitch about the media, we knew who they were bitching about. Everybody's the media now. It's such a broad term. There's so many media out there in this world. But he just wants to be lazy and just bitch and whine when, dude, yes, it's like Chris Collinsworth said earlier this year, if we could do the Cowboys every Sunday night, we would, but we can't. The NFL won't let us. The Cowboys are America's team. They're also America's punchline. They are America's reality show. They are the Kardashians of the NFL. No one gives a shit about the Cleveland Browns, Micah. And by the way, if you were a Cleveland Brown, half the country would not know who you are. But you're a cowboy, and that's why they do. Micah probably gets a lot of hits on his podcast. It ain't because of how stellar your content is. It's because you're a cowboy, dude. So heavy is the head that wears the crown. Don't be bitching when y'all play poorly and Dak Prescott plays poorly and everybody points it out, because you don't complain about getting all that attention when y'all play well.
Dak Prescott sucks.
Come on now. And speaking of the Browns, there's another guy better than you are, Micah Parsons. And that's not Micah. I'm bashing people now that want to overrate Micah Parsons. I don't hate Micah Parsons. He's a terrific young player. He talks too much, but he's a good player. He hadn't done much in the last 2 or 3 games. The Browns have another kid better than Micah Parsons. We pointed this out in the San Francisco game. Like, y'all want to call Micah Parsons LT? Shit, the 49ers have a guy. Nick Bosa's better than Micah Parsons is. So is Arlington's own Myles Garrett, the stud defensive edge rusher for the Browns. And a lot of y'all underrate Myles Garrett. And why? Because who the hell cares about the Cleveland Browns? You forget Myles Garrett lives in this world. You forget he's alive because he plays in Cleveland. And for Micah Parsons, it would be the same scenario. Had Micah been drafted by the Browns, he would be off the grid, getting hardly any attention. And if he did a podcast, I'm sure some folks would watch it in the greater Cleveland area, but not like it is here. His show goes viral because he's a cowboy, period. So don't accept all the glory and all the overrating the Cowboys get because they're the Cowboys, and then bitch when, the media needs to give the Eagles more energy. Why would they do that? Half the country don't give a shit about the Eagles. They give a shit about your team. You don't like it, become a free agent and go to Buffalo. You'll never get talked about, and no one will care. All right. So late punch to Micah Parsons once again for being a whiny-ass brat. That's my quarterback. All right. So we're not allowed to play tunes that are copyrighted because I noticed last night reading the paper. Did you see who played at the Aztec Theater last night? I'll ask you.
I did not, no.
I'll give you a hint. You ready?
Take all the fucking babies and drown them in the river.
Cannibal Corpse?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. We missed out.
Yeah,
Damn.
the official death metal band of Thunderdome, Cannibal Corpse, played at the Aztec last night. I took note of that because for years and years and years, we played a song that had an F-bomb in it.
Yeah, we were violating the FCC every freaking time we played that song.
Every time somebody died during the old, celebrity death watch bit, we played Cannibal Corpse, and there was an F word in that opening stanza.
I'm pretty sure there's more than just one in that song that we've just played, but you can't understand it. So, are we violating anything?
See, I asked Jim Bob that. I asked you that. I asked Puma that, and none of y'all ever gave me a legit answer. That's another note I need to write here as we go into the next level. This show needs to take off to the next. We're doing well. We have a good audience that watches us every day or listens to us. It's time to take that sumbitch to the next level. And that's another note. Need a new Celebrity Death Watch intro song because I plan to bring back Celebrity Death Watch in 2024.
We got to reduce the roster size, though.
No, we will.
Yeah.
Well, we will. And at the ticket, I included a bunch of guys because I wanted to show camaraderie. But now it's just you and me and,
Well, I mean,
whoever else
we
takes part.
need to reduce the number of teams, but I think we should reduce the size of our rosters.
Need to keep it to like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5's a good number.
10's hard to keep up with. 10 and 5's a good mix. All right, so I'm making that on there. But we can't play Cannibal Corpse because we don't have copyright.
No, maybe we can get Gene to do something for us again.
That'd be cool.
I'm sure he'd like to make some death metal stuff.
Right, no question. So last night at the Aztec Theater, it was Cannibal Corpse along with something called Mayhem, something called Blood Incantation, and a band called Gore Guts.
Sound like a hell of a good time.
Gore Guts. Okay. That's not as bad as your boys' punk band. What are the Dirty Dog Dick Dicks?
Witowski and the Dirty Dog Dick Eaters. Or AKA D3E.
Correct. Dirty Dog Dick Eaters. They could make us a tune. That'd be cool.
Yeah, there's some Thunderdomers actually that tweeted out pictures of them listening to that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're welcome for the love, then, dirty dog dick eaters. What do they call them for short? 3D?
D3E.
D3E, dirty dog dick eaters. God almighty. Jeez. All right, essay. What else today? Tex-Mex Frank, dude with fist in air was going all out Karate Kid pose. Yeah, there was a dude in that fight. There was the dude was doing this shit. See that? Maybe that one. Actually, what I saw was the guy in the Emmitt Smith jersey. He was going old school, like, come on,
Like fighting Irish.
let's throw hands. See, this is the old school way. We're gonna box. We're gonna get out. We're gonna sprawl. We're gonna brawl. Yeah. Adrian, didn't Myles Garrett almost murder that one quarterback with a helmet? Yeah, that's the same kid. And he got suspended, too. The former Aggies great, Myles Garrett. He ripped off that Pittsburgh Steelers helmet. The kid that played at West Virginia, wasn't it? Can't think of his name anymore. And then lied and said that he called him the N-word when he totally did not. Yeah, Myles Garrett made a jackass of himself that week. But he's still a damn good football player. And if he played for the Cowboys, y'all be comparing him to Lawrence Taylor. But he plays for the Browns, and y'all forget he's alive. So, What's up, Royce? Royce, have you guys seen the clip of George Corpse Grinder, the lead singer of Cannibal Corpse? Is that on his ID? Is if you pull George over, does it say George Corpse Grinder on his driver's license?
You got it legally changed. It's a fantastic name.
George Corpse Grinder, the Cannibal Corpse lead singer, completely bossing a crane machine? I have not. He apparently goes to crane machines, takes out all the stuffed animals, and donates them to children's shelters. Oh, that's
well, good for him.
Good for him.
I don't know how he can beat those machines. They're rigged against you.
I know. Well, maybe he's figured out the way. Maybe the devil,
I think he just pumps in money until he finally wins. That's what he does.
Yeah, he probably just does it all day long. Yeah, why not? I mean, you're George Corpse Grinder or whatever. Let me write that. I need to follow him on social.
I bet he doesn't want that out. George Corpse Grinder loves the children.
But it's kind of a juxtaposition. It's kind of it goes against itself. It's kind of a ironic twist. Maybe he does it for that.
Yeah, maybe he's just like this really good dude and does a lot of charity work. And
hey, sweetheart, heading back down to the arcade to get some more of those stuffed animals. Gonna take him to the hospital.
There you go. Yeah.
Got a gig tomorrow night though. See you tomorrow.
Fuck you, motherfucker. I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker.
Probably just a bit.
Did you see the news? Did you see what happened in town this week? Like I'm not trying
What
to.
happened?
I'm not trying to non sequitur. Cannibal Corpse made me think of it. I can see this dude probably listening to this band. So the other night on the west side, the cops got called. Suspicious looking person walking around the west side. When it's late at night and you're on the west side and the neighbors call the cops because you look suspicious in that neighborhood, your ass looks suspicious. So the cops get there. There's this white kid out there, white dude in his 20s, maybe early 30s, shaved head, looking all kinds of crazy. It's in his eyeballs. You can just, how you look at crazy ass people and you can just see there's like nothing in their eyes. It's like one of those great white sharks. And those sharks leap up out of the water and they crunch meat. Their eyes are jet black. They have no soul. This guy was like that. So the cops are like, hey man, what's going on? He's like, oh, I just killed somebody. What's that?
Oh,
I just killed somebody. Okay. Where'd you kill somebody? Over there in my house. The cops go into the house. This is like 3 nights ago, here in town. He tells the cops, I just killed somebody. So the cops go to the house. They open the door to the house, go in, and there's a dead dog in the floor. And what the hell? They walk to another room of the house. There's a headless man laying there in one bedroom.
All right, Dan.
And in the tub is the head of the headless man. It was this dude's father.
yikes.
There's a guy in our city a few days ago that decapitated his own daddy. Why you got to kill the dog, man? Shit. Maybe the dog was trying to break it up. Golly. I didn't want that to come off as insensitive to the poor man that lost his life, but you got to kill the doggo? What the fuck? What'd the dog do? I bet the dog was probably going ape shit because he was killing his father. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get out soon. I don't think Jamie Shaw could get his ass out. Orlando Kell couldn't get his ass out. He's staying. That man ain't ever getting out. No. I just think maybe he was listening to too much Cannibal Corpse. I brought it back. See, I brought it back.
There you go. Yeah, I was wondering where this is going.
Yeah. Well, that's the kind of music that people that do those kinds of things listen to, you know? And maybe that's why George Corpse Grinder also goes to the mall and wins stuffed animals for the kids, because he wants to bring some balance. I'll bet if this guy had known that George did this on the side, George wouldn't have killed his dad. So I think George Corpse Grinder needs to publicize that he does those things even more than he currently does. That way he'll save some lives, because his audience are a bunch of fucking crazy people mostly. I don't think it was a bunch of cat ladies coming out of that Aztec the other night when Cannibal Corpse played there. A bunch of fuck-ups. Sorry, but I'm
imagine,
sure they were.
Imagine Hutch was probably at this concert.
Point stands. All right, show brought to you in part by my boys at R&R Auto Glass. Next time you get mad at your old man, don't chop his head off. Just go and bust a hole in your windshield. If you got to hurt something and be violent, hurt an inanimate object so you don't go to prison. No matter what you listen to, they don't care how your window gets busted. They just want to fix it at R&R Auto Glass right there by the airport at 281 in Tacoma. Go on there and tell them I sent you in there. They'll give you a discount. Thank you to R&R, longtime supporter of my brand, longtime day one supporter of Mike Taylor Live here on our podcast channel. All right. Shout out to Mike Taylor Live's own Becky Hammond. Haven't had Becky on in years. Missing 2 starters last night. Becky and the Aces. They run it back up in Nueva York, and they win back-to-back WNBA championships. A game that saw several highlight layups and 2 hand bounce passes. That was an awful thing. I'm sorry.
We're covering the WNBA now.
It's Becky Hammond, dude. She's been on our show. She should be coaching in the NBA. She's like, fuck y'all, I'm never going to get a job. She goes to the WNBA, and she's 2 for 2. She goes there last year, and they win the title her first year. That is not a coincidence. Now they've won it again. It's the first WNBA team in 21 years to go back-to-back. Becky's a coaching some bitch.
It's still the WNBA.
Pop was hyped about it last night. You got that Pop in there? So this is here. So here we are. The Spurs just beat the Rockets in the preseason. Devin Vassell goes fucking ballistic and hangs a 25 spot in the first half. Wembanyama didn't make shots because he didn't have it. But Wembanyama still kicked ass. And what does he want to talk about? The WNBA. This is Pop. He's happy for his old girl. This is Pop last night in the postgame.
Ask him quick. I don't have a whole lot of time. I got to go celebrate. Becky Hammond and the Aces. It's like Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. It's Becky and the Aces. Fantastic. I thought about getting booted tonight because it was exactly the same time, but I just thought this has to be my priority. But it was close. It was close. Congrats, Becky. Yeah, baby. Good stuff. Anybody got anything? All right. Quickly. I got to go get some wine. Can I say that?
What'd you think of that?
Okay, he's always
Ask him quick. I don't have a whole lot.
Okay, he's Pop's done with the preseason. He's ready to move on. I wouldn't be surprised if he let somebody else coach the Golden State game. And I think he was only half kidding. He probably did want to go watch the Aces play last night. Quit being a misogynist over there. This is exciting. It's Becky Hammond. She's our own. She's our sweetheart. She's a Hall of Famer, Holmes. She's a kick-ass.
All right.
All right, and we'll end the show this way. I do want to bring back Celebrity Death Watch in 2K24, provided we still have a show. And on that note, Godspeed to the great Burt Young, who died at the age of 86. He played dirtbag Uncle Paulie in all of the Rocky movies and was in a lot of really great television shows and movies over the years. The great Burt Young. He played Bobby Bacalari in The Sopranos. Shout out. A Cannibal Corpse.
Shout out to Bobby. Burt Young died at the age of 86. He was in all the Rocky fucking movies.
All right, we're done. Love y'all hard. Thank you to LG. Thank you to the people. Y'all get your ass out there Sunday and hang out and watch soccer with us. Love y'all hard. Later.
Come back, you puppy!
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.